Hello Cancer and welcome to my channel. This is going to be your January 2023 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. We will start with the Sun Bowl just to cleanse the energy and tune in. And I'll be doing a classic Celtic cross today for you for January. Also, if this does resonate with you, I will offer an extended reading which you can access in the description box below on the link with an honesty box feature. So there's a PayPal link beneath that. All right, so let's take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Okay, Cancer, let us see what January has in store for you. Okay, being that we're doing a classic Celtic cross, I'm going to do good old traditional deck, gilded, and we'll see what is coming up for you. Please be mindful that energies are non-gender specific. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. What? Okay. Main energy of the month is the Page of Wands. Your challenge is the Two of Swords. So I've got a little fruit fly or something buzzing around. Your conscious area is the Nine of Cups. Your conscious thoughts and your subconscious thoughts is the Eight of Cups. Your immediate past was the Lovers. Immediate future, Wheel of Fortune. Very nice. Okay. Your attitude for the month is a Three of Cups. Your environment and the people around you, Strength. Your hopes and fears, Seven of Cups. And the outcome for the month is the Magician. You got a lot of major arcanas here, Cancer. A lot of good, strong energy. Fruit fly, please go. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so Page of Wands is your general energy is telling me that you are currently in a position of looking at a new option as it relates to work. Perhaps you are thinking about exploring other avenues, perhaps doing a sideline. Mr. Fly, go away. Perhaps looking for new outlines. Oh my God. But your challenge is you're not quite sure whether you should go for it or not. We will clarify, don't you worry. I'm just giving you the general energy. Your conscious thoughts at this time is, what is my wish fulfillment? What is it that makes me happy? What brings me emotional upliftment? Okay, with the Nine of Cups, because it's even turned up as a very, very positive omen. And in your subconscious area of thought, you kind of know at the back of your mind that there's something that you need to walk away from, even if you've worked quite hard into it. So it's almost as if, because of all the layout of these cards, it almost feels as if there's a change to your work situation in January. That's the biggest energy I'm picking up on. However, in your recent past, with the Lovers card over here, there was a choice of passion or choosing to choose passion. In your immediate future with the Wheel of Fortune, things are changing up. So we do have quite a shift going on. But your attitude in the month is, I feel like the month of January, it's almost as if like the holiday season gave you a bit of excitement, and now you're wanting to have more fun. You're choosing to have more fun in January because it was so nice to reconnect with people. And so that's the kind of attitude you're having, like live and let live, just like let your hair down, okay? Strengthen your environmental factors. So we're gonna clarify why you're needing strength at this time in your environment. And your hopes and fears with the Seven of Cups is having a lot of choices presented to you, a lot of options. We've got two big choice cards here. Actually, we've got three big choice cards here. We've got the Two of Swords, the Lovers, and the Seven of Cups. Okay, so a lot of choices that needs to be made in January. And I mean, part of you might be going, no, I don't want to choose. I don't want to choose. I just want to have some fun. Just want to focus on my wish fulfillment with the Nine of Cups. So for some of you, it could be that you have a new person, a new romantic partner at this time, and you're just wanting to focus on that. But then it obviously will open up a set of choices that needs to be made moving forward. The fear with regards to the Seven of Cups is, what if I make the wrong decision? What if I choose the wrong thing? So we will clarify. And the outcome of the month is being in that beautiful magician energy where you are now mastering your manifestation. You're now able, you're starting to see your worth in a different level of kind of going, well, yeah, I'm good enough. I have these skills and I have this going for me. And so it's like, it almost feels as if, you know, when you get someone new in your life romantically and they see your value, and then, you know, a few weeks down the line, you start to kind of go, oh yeah, I am pretty good. I'm not that bad. So it's that sort of feeling I'm getting. But we also may have this change of job, which I'm quite interested in. So we're going to clarify and go a bit deeper. That's just the general energy. Sorry, that fruit fly really kind of distracted me, but I'm back with you, don't worry. Okay. Under the Page of Wands, we have, Six of Cups. Under the Two of Swords, you have Knight of Wands. Under the Nine of Cups, you have the Six of Wands. Very nice. Under the Eight of Cups, you have the Three of Pentacles. Oh, that's quite an interesting energy. We'll talk about that in a minute. Under the Lovers card, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Under the Wheel of Fortune, we have the King of Swords. Under the Three of Cups, we have the World. And under the Strength card, Ten of Pentacles. And under the Seven of Cups, we've got the Chariot. And under the Magician, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. Feels like you've been offered, there's an offering coming in from the past as it relates to either, it feels like it's like a kind of a work opportunity, but it's something that you've done from the past, or someone that's offering it to you who you've known in your past, because we are actually also in Mercury retrograde at the moment. And so you tend to get unfinished business and also blasts from the past. So you've got this, it's like heavy, it's not heavy on your mind, but it's kind of, you're wanting to take the opportunity, it feels good, it's quite nice, but you sort of don't know where to put your efforts. The challenge of the month is this Two of Swords with reference into how you approach your work, okay? Because you've got all this enthusiasm. I feel like you've got quite a buzz about you in January, which I really like. A lot of people tend to be quite exhausted in January, but you've got a bit of a buzz, which is really nice. But it feels like you don't know where to spend your efforts. So you don't know whether to spend it on your current position or perhaps a new position, a sideline project. Okay, so that's going to be the challenge. And you feel like, oh, but if I give up one thing and then I move on to another, then am I shooting myself in the foot or what? Okay. Now in your current energy, the Nine of Cups, it's a really lovely energy. So your conscious source at this time is like, what can I do that makes me feel happy? What makes me feel emotionally fulfilled? How do I approach what I want to do with work where I will be recognized for my efforts? How do I play it so that I see growth and movement and forward projection and promotion and and basically managing, leveling up, but to a higher degree within my work setting. Now, part of that's you're going to be in your current setting, and also part of it's to do with changing it slightly, because that Six of Wands also represents not quite a departure, but that sort of moving on, that moving to higher levels, because he is high up on his horse. He has earned that respect from others, and he is now ready to become a lieutenant because he's returned from the battle victorious. Okay, so those are where your energies are lying. Where can I receive more out of the work that I'm doing? And I feel like maybe part of it's to do with maybe a new romantic partner for some of you. Okay, it's not going to resonate with everybody, but there is definitely something going on here, which is quite cute, I want to say. But the focus here is, okay, well, other people are starting to see my value, and now I'm starting to see my value. And so what are the choices I need to make to bring more of that into my life? And I feel like you're looking for expansion, you're looking for growth in the work that you do, in your skill set, in your the way you look at yourself as well. Now, in the immediate, now your subconscious thoughts actually is the Ace of Cups with the Three of Pentacles. So what that is telling me is that there's a bit of a niggling feeling that you can't quite put your finger on, where you sort of know that something that you've been sort of slogging away at, you're not getting a result. You're not sort of really getting you're not getting the return of everything that you put in. And then sometimes we reach that point in a cycle in life, in many different varieties or aspects of life, whereby everything we put in, even though we put blood, sweat and tears into it, sometimes you reach a point where you have to kind of go, I'm just not seeing the results of my efforts. So I think I'm just going to let this one go, and I'm going to move towards my Nine of Cups. You've got the Eight of Cups in your subconscious and your Nine of Cups in your conscious. So in your subconscious is like, maybe I should just let this go. And your conscious area is like, I want to move towards what I wish for. Okay. But what's interesting, I find, is we've got the Three of Pentacles here. Now, the Three of Pentacles is that typical kind of Mercury retrograde energy, unfinished business, needing to go back on something and fix it, maybe getting other people involved. So it's something that perhaps you've been working with other people. Maybe there's another party involved, and it does affect, I would say, matters of the heart more than anything else. So it could even be working with family. So for example, if some of you have, children with another partner, but you're no longer together, it's like working with that. It sort of feels kind of family orientated, emotionally orientated. And part of it could also be affecting the workplace, because you're kind of like, I want to take a new opportunity. I want to grow. I want to really kind of project this year. Where is it that I want? What are my goals? What do I want to achieve this year? So in recognizing that, part of you also needs to subconsciously recognizes that you have to make room for that. So something's got to give in order to make space for that to come in. In your immediate past, you have the Ace of Pentacles with the Lovers. And so it's a very strong energy of full-on someone offering their heart, of passion, but it's something that could really stand the test of time because it's Ace of Pentacles, right? Something that can be nurtured. But again, it could also be, it might not resonate with everyone, because it's the Lovers is also traditionally the choice card. Usually it's like a third party situation sometimes, and it's choosing which one to go. So if we think about it from that perspective, it could also be that there's been a massive offer that's common in your immediate past, something that's quite lucrative, but maybe kind of slow to receive, and like a slow payout, but it's something that you have to nurture, and it's that choice that you need to make. So feels quite positive. It feels like you've kind of said like, yeah, because that Page of Wands is sort of standing out at me, jumping out at me with those cards over there. So it's something that someone from the past has sort of given you an idea about, but there is a very positive, strong energy around it. And for some of you, it's something that you might have done before in the past, a sort of a job that you've done before. So it really is your choosing. But when we have the Wheel of Fortune with the King of Swords, it's telling me that now it's like everything is turning in your favor this month. It's really nice. There's not much of a challenge, but we will go deep in the extended. But with this King of Swords and Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune is now turning up in your favor. It is very favorable for you. And with the King of Swords, it could be something that is related to, it's like you're taking a different standpoint as well. You're kind of being very, very specific. You're scrutinizing the options that are available to you at this time, because everything's kind of in this lovely honeymoon phase. It feels like honeymoon phase, either with regards to an idea for a new job, and you go through the honeymoon, but for this new beginnings, new year, new beginnings. And I feel like you're changing up many of your approaches. You're taking a fresh look at things. I mean, most people do in January anyway, I know, but with the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Swords, that's basically changing the way you look at stuff and looking at the details, basically doing the maths, going for finding expert opinion. It could also, for some of you, be that situation of like, you know what, I have a little bit left over. Maybe I should invest it. Now, I'm not so sure that it's actually wise to be investing in anything with the economy at the moment, but maybe there's a different type of investment. Like, what are you investing your energy and time into long term? And looking at the detail. It could be as simple as looking at your monthly budget and what you spend on food and things like that, and kind of go, well, you know what, I want a bit of savings plan, so I'm going to reevaluate. And I feel that whatever moves you make, whatever things you do as it relates to scrutiny, paperwork, your budget, your money, your finance, obviously, your even work, it feels like if you take that approach, that's going to be extremely favorable for you, and you may be receiving quite a bit of fortune as it comes along, because that Ace of Pentacles is very strong, Wheel of Fortune is very strong. We do have the 10 of Pentacles too. So let's move on to your attitude. So the attitude to kind of have fun and reunite and celebrate with lots of friends and family and get-togethers and stuff like that. We've got the World card here, meaning that in some capacity, what Spirit is saying is that the festive season's over now. Now you need to get cracking. But there's also this element of, there's some sort of, I want to say prize. It's a weird word to come up with what I'm about to say. But it's like all these people, you look at their hands, and each hand has like illuminated light in a different sort of shade of color. It's like these are the people that you have been with recently, and this is where you've been given like news of work, or where you've met somebody, you know, even if it's some sort of like a work environment. And it feels like the world, Spirit is sort of saying, okay, well, that season is over now, but the world really talks about victory, triumph, reaching one's goals as well. So it feels like this is a good time for you to be like basking in that energy of celebration. The more we celebrate even the small things in life, the more we stay on that vibration of celebration, the more we have to celebrate. So it feels like you've got absolute reason to celebrate, whether it be this news of a new job, whether it be that Wheel of Fortune now turning in your favor, because a fortune bit's really jumping out, things that make you feel fortunate, but also money aspected, okay? Or that Ace of Pentacles, perhaps a new love coming onto the scene. But moving on to your environment, we have strength and we have the 10 of Pentacles. There's a couple of things coming through for this one. On one hand, it could be that it could be quite difficult at this time, particularly if you are embracing new experiences and fun and social events and matters of the heart, you know, new romance. It's quite difficult to manage your home life, because the 10 of Pentacles talks about your sense of security and your home and also family. Now, there's a 10 of Pentacles, which also talks about wealth. So, I mean, for some of you, if you've come into a little bit of fortune, okay, it may be difficult in your environment to know how to handle that, particularly if other people are wanting a piece of what you've got. For others of you, it's more a case of managing your sense of security, because it feels like everything's in such a sort of nice transitional phase at the moment. Things are kind of moving and changing for you, that it's kind of difficult to stay routined and stay kind of on top of things as it relates to the home. And so, for example, if you are always used to staying in, but now you're going out all the time, you may feel like you're losing your footing a bit because you don't have your habits that you've used for so long. So your habits form a sort of ritual, a sort of kind of sense of security because we form them, but we can always recreate our habits. But the habits that you've had around your family and your home, it feels like that's the thing that's kind of changing up. And so you're having to kind of work around it somehow, and maybe even answer up to people from your family that might be causing a little bit of grief. But you do have the determination to do this. You can be bold with what you do. You can be bold in your mindset and in your voice and what you say and how you communicate. Now, your hopes and fears is you've got options. It feels like you've got options. I mean, for some of you, if you have come into some inheritance or some windfall of unexpected finance, it means you have options. But it's like, well, where do I invest my energy? Where do I put my time and energy? The Chariot says you will drive forward victoriously. It's like this is your month, man. Okay, the Chariot is very victorious, very fast moving, and she gets up and goes. Okay, she knows exactly where her strengths and weaknesses lie, and she kind of goes, okay, well, in other cards, she's actually blindfolded, and I'm just going to go where the wind takes me. But so you want to charge forward, but you're not quite sure you're making the right choice. Okay, that's a bit of a challenge. That's the fear aspect. But the positive aspect is kind of seeing what options you have. So when you start to kind of look at your values, your value system, then you can start getting a bit more creative, because the minute we up our values and how we see ourselves and what we deserve, we can start to think a little bit bigger. It's all about expansion and growth for you this month. And when you do that, you're like, oh, well, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, you know? Whereas when we are feeling down in the dumps, or we're feeling kind of lack mentality, that is kind of, the options are closed in. Well, I can only do the job that I'm supposed to be doing. I can only do this. I can only afford to do that. It's a totally different energy. It's a polar opposites. But so now you have it available to you, but with it comes a bit like, oh my God, I hope I choose the right thing to do. So a lot of choices this month, okay? Where you put your energy. And it seems like overall, the deciding factor is where you put your most value. And where you put your most value first goes within and then without, okay? With the Magician, that Seven of Swords is kind of interesting. I quite like it. Seven of Swords, I mean, it can be a lying, cheating, stealing card, but it's also a very strategic card. And it is yellow, which in this particular deck is a very positive card. So you are now manifesting ways of being able to, it's almost like looking at your schedule, even the calendar for the year, and kind of going, okay, well, I've got these commitments that I need to uphold, and that's important, and so those need to definitely be slotted in. But if I shave a little bit of time off this thing I do and shave a little bit of time off that thing I'm doing, I will give myself X amount of time, or X amount of finance, or X amount of energy to afford to do something else that I haven't been doing, okay? So it's about, it's like really using all of your skill set to kind of go, okay, well, how do I carve this out according to my new value system? And if my value system starts with me, let me ensure that I am thinking about my good rest, my good eating habits, my good, that's rest, sleeping, and the ensuring that I have people in my environment who love and support me, which is this energy here, because that's like in your attitude at the moment. So it's like when you start to kind of refigure those things, you're recalibrating in a sense, and you're carving out a new kind of lifestyle for yourself in a way, but also finding ways. The Seven of Swords also talks about working smarter, not harder. So literally, in order for him to win the war. He is disarming the enemy rather than actually doing anything deliberate, and rather than actually creating bloodshed. So I do feel that you're finding ways, particularly if you've got a bit of a tricky situation in your environment or within your family, you're finding ways to disarm negativity around you, and even slip out of a situation if you're around, you know that saying, misery loves company. If you find yourself surrounded by people who are always miserable and moaning, you're finding ways to sort of get out of that situation quite easily, because your energy level is so up there at the moment, and you don't want to kind of taint it with any kind of stinking thinking and that sort of thing, right? But I do feel that you are, so what I mean by that is, with this card, it's almost like you are instigating ways of avoiding drama. And drama that is just a bit like, comes from the headspace, comes from people who are, have a very set mentality. And what I feel like what's happening with you is your mentality at the moment is very kind of flowy, which is very, very nice. So I really, really like that. So wonderful one for you, Cancer. Really exciting. I'm going to end off with an oracle card to close off the reading, and then I'll move on to the extended. So what does Cancer need to know for January, please, for their highest good? Whoa, we can't take all of that. We'll take the 2 uprights. Play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Well, I feel like you're doing that anyway, okay? So that's exciting. And then unbound, ooh, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. I feel like this sort of energy here is a thing that you're sort of harnessing yourself, so both on that subconscious level of kind of knowing that you need to sort of move away from something that's no longer serving you, but in the unbound is you're cutting the ties of your value systems that you had before. So now you are releasing certain elements about yourself that actually held you back, and they could have been karmic, they could have come from past lives and you've been carrying them for so long, but now you're cutting them because now you're starting to see your value. And I have a very strong suspicion here that there's someone in your horizon who's new, who has helped you to see your value. And so as you do so, your value system of yourself has gone up, and that basically releases you. It takes the chains off you, and then you can start to believe in the potential of more, which is really nice. So it's a lovely reading, Cancer. I hope it resonated. If it did, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It does help my channel. I am going to be now moving on to your extended reading, okay, which you can access in the description box below on the link. And we're going to be looking at this Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. Okay, so basically your immediate past and your outcome for the month. We're going to be looking at that a bit deeper, get a bit more information, do a bit more snooping around, and see if we can get some advice from Spirit for your highest good. All right, so I'll see you on the other side. Take care. Bye.